Alright, Salakia. Memory card ran out. But back in it, it's back in the book of Ezra, the 9th chapter. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. When thou seest parts of the time of signs past, I have told thee, then shalt thou understand that it is in the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world that he made. Right? So like I was saying, man, before the camera cut out. Alright? Alright? Just before the camera cut out, man. Alright? Was the fact that that you got all kind of earthquakes, right? Or all kind of different things that are happening in the earth. And that's a sign to let you know that the Lord's coming back, man. Right? The freak weather, right? The storms, right? The earthquakes, right? Rumors of war. All of that, that's all signs, right? To let you know that this is the time when the highest is going to begin to visit the world, right? To execute judgment. See, you got a lot of people that actually and truly believe that the Lord's going to come back, and he's going to come back and restore peace. Which, in a sense, that is true. But what he's gonna do first is one of the greatest judgments that's ever been played upon the face of the earth, right? Where you're gonna see one of the greatest judgments that's gonna be ever been faced on the earth, never led to it, to the extent that when you go into the scriptures in the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, right at the bottom, it says America is gonna be left as a monument, and it's gonna be burnt. And we go into Revelations, the 18th chapter. It also says it's gonna be left burning for you from generation to generation, man. Right? It's going to be left as a monument to say, this is what will happen, right? When you come up in judgment against the Most High, that's what's going to happen. All right, not in judgment. Sorry, when you come up, you rise up and you buck up against the Most High. That's what's going to happen, man. Because what America is a symbol, right, of rebellion, man. Right? Hey, does not the scripture say rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft? Look at all of the witchcraft that happens out there in America. Right? That goes to show you, man, that place is going to be destroyed. This place is going to be destroyed because all of these different governments run under the same frequency, vibration, right, and rules, man. All right? The second verse says, then shalt thou understand that it's in the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, they shall be seen earthquakes, like I mentioned, earthquakes, uproars of the people in the world. That's how well understand that the Most High spake of those things in the days when thou see before thee, even from the beginning. For as all things in the world have the beginning, and the end is manifest, so the times that were in the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, endings and effects, man. So when this thing is going to be going out, man, it's going to have all kind of signs. You're going to see all kind of celestial bodies within the sky, all right? Chariots going to be ever more seen. All kind of different things, man. But the point I was making there, man, this is the time, right, when in the highest, when the Most High is going to begin to visit this place, man. He's going to send his son, right? And his son's going to pretty much, right, judge this place, man. You go into the book of Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. What you see in Isaiah, the 63rd chapter, you see that he executes judgment. He says, who is this that cometh from Edom, thy garments from Bozrah, man? Right? So it's like his first protocol. He says, man, I'm gonna deal with them Edomites, man. Hey, the Lord's still gonna get his own back for them devils that pierced him, man. Right? And gave him, I think it's like they gave him vinegar for war and all of that. He's still gonna get his own back for them. Right? That's why the scripture says in Isaiah, the 63rd chapter, which in accordance to the order of the scriptures that happened before, really, the scriptures is part prophecy, part history, man. So there's things in the Old Testament that haven't happened yet, man. All right. So when this are coming from Edom, that hasn't happened yet, man. So the Lord's gonna be out there in Bozrah, which is gonna be a chief place in Edom. So translated to now, it's gonna be chief place in America, and he's just gonna f it up, man. All right. He's gonna f it up to where the precept that comes to mind with that is the book of Psalms, the 58th chapter, where it talks about the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance, he shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. All right, because he said he's gonna have his garments going to be sprinkled in the blood, in the juice, right? Right, of them Edomites, man. All right. So this is back in the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter, and the the second verse it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, right, that they may run that readeth it. Right? It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Right? But at the end it shall speak, and it shall not lie, though it tarry, right? Wait for it, because it shall surely not tarry. Right? So though it looks like, man, this thing is playing out for a long course of time, really it's like a short time. That's why when we were using it in the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, right? That's why it said, hasten day one, but it also said 1,000 years is one day with the Lord. So Esau ain't been in power for 1,000 years, man. It's only been up 400 years, man. We're gonna live in eternity. So it's gonna be like a short time, man. All right, it's gonna be a real short time, man. All right. So it says there. In fact, I wanted to pull out some precepts on that point. This is Isaiah the 55th chapter, I believe, of Mark 10. Right, so this is back in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and the 4th verse says, but behold, his soul which is in him is uplifted. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted is not right in him, but the just shall live by faith. So the men of the Lord that you got out here in these different in these different parts of the earth, they're gonna live by the word, or they're gonna live by the faith of the Most High, man. They're gonna live by the just shall live by faith, man. Right, but the spirit that's in Esau, man, it's not right, man. Right? Every time you come around these Edomites, you can feel it, man. They just got off spirit, man. They just got off spirit, man. Right? They just do some weird things, man. Alright? They just do some strange things. Why? Because they're the devil, man. They're the deceivers, man. They're the wicked, man. Alright? That's their lot. That's their judgment. Does not the scripture say the Most High has made all things for himself, yea, the wicked, for the day of evil? What's the day of evil? Right, the day that's going to burn as an oven, like the book of Micah, the 4th chapter talks about. Man. The day when the Most High is going to summon all of them nations out into the valley of Jehoshaphat, out there in the Middle East, man, the valley of judgment, right? And he's going to turn them into a mountain of troops, man. Most High is actually going to make them into a mountain of troops, man. They're going to be just colliding all over each other, and the Most High is going to build up a mountain. You're going to build them up with the skulls of them Edomites, man. Alright? Just like how you saw in the movie Terminator, man. That's what the Lord's actually going to do. Except they ain't going to be machines fighting against humans, of which, Esau's got the technology to do that. Alright? But you're actually going to have ground troops. Alright? But they're just going to get turned into a mountain of troops, man. Alright? Which is where you get the word Armageddon from. Okay? So it says, yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, right, he is a proud man, right, neither keepeth at home, who indulgeth his desires as death, cannot be satisfied, right, but gathereth unto himself all people, right, all nations rather more, and heapeth unto himself all people. So that's the same thing you saw in the, I forget what book, but I went to it early, man. Right, Esau can't stay at home. He's always in someone else's country, always in someone else's land, always taking somebody else's riches. Why? Because he's a heritage-less person, man. Why? Because we took that heritage from him. Why? Because the Spirit set it up that we take that heritage from him, man. Why? Because he is non-existent. Right? Because there's going to come a time where you're going to say, who is he? Where is he, man? Where is the wicked? They're going to be wiped off the face of the earth. You're going to be like, where is the wicked? Where is the man that did this weaken the nations? All right? Where is he? Man, I might as well bring out that precept out in Isaiah the 14th chapter, because I quoted it on 2 occasions. Alright? So Isaiah the 14th chapter, I'll start from the 2nd verse, because I already read the 1st verse a little earlier on. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in their land, whether they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. So we were subjects to the so-called elite banking families. Alright, we're going to rule over the elite banking families, man. They're going to become our subjects, alright? They're going to be our slaves. We're going to sell them for one. We're going to have, the elder brought out recently, man. That we're actually going to transport them just like how they transported us. We're going to have them on ships, right? Have them like sardines, man. Right? tight and compact within a can of, like a can of sardines, man. That's how we gonna transport you, Edomites, man. All right, the ones of you that have been living gluttonous, right, have gone fat, right. You better look diamond shape in that day, man. Because if you don't look, if you don't look fit for the job, all right, you won't get the punishments, man. All right. It says here, man. And it shall come to pass in that day, the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrows. So you got assholes, within the circle of Israel, right, looking for rest right now, man, looking for a time to chill out and relax, and, live the Edomite dream, really, because that's what they're trying to pursue. They're trying to pursue the Edomite dream. How do we know that? Because they call us bums, man. Right, but hey, like I've just showed, I did a video a couple of days ago, man. Right, going to show you that less than it's like something like 50%, 70% of all Americans are underneath 50 grand. That's not even the Edomite G, man. You're on less than 50 grand, fucking hell, man. You're on peanuts, man. That'll even get you a great place, man. That'll even get you a great place. Like you got a woman, and that's 100 grand in the house. You really want your woman out there working as well, man? That don't make no sense, because Scripture says she's supposed to be at home, right, raising a household, man, teaching them, right, what you've taught her, quote unquote, right, about the Scriptures, man, raising the household. And when your children become of age to where they can deal with you, right, on a teaching basis, you can't just teach. Look, man, you can't really. If you're a grown man, right, you haven't got the patience to be teaching something infantile, man. That's why the Most High set out the order in the house as it was. That's why your woman always comes in a certain way, man. Right? Her mentality is set out in a certain way, man. All right, and your mentality is more focused, man. But like Scripture says, when you become 14, you start dealing with your father, man. Right? You start dealing with him, because now you're of age, man. You've become a man. All right, when your daughters become of age, really you trade them, man. You sell them. All right, you get a certain amount of, you get the retribution for them, man. You get paid for them, man. It's money, man. Right? Going to show you that's just wealth, man. All right, the ancient world told you that. Them ancient movies and all of that, they show you that, man. All right. It says here, and it shall come to pass in that day, the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrows, and fear, and from thy fear, and from that hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So we're gonna get rest from this hardcore state of enslavement that we got out here. We're actually gonna get rest off of that, man. There's actually gonna come a day when the Lord's gonna be have us rest. That's inconceivable, man. That's an inconceivable thought within this society, right? You're ever working, man, trying to make ends meet, and that also goes into the Scriptures, because when you got to think about bills and making ends meet, that's really a plague of the mind, man. You can't really sleep like that, man. That's not a comfortable life. That's not ease. All right. That's why the Scripture says, amongst these nations thou shalt find no ease, man. You're not at ease, right? When you gotta be persistently thinking about all that stuff, man. All right. But the Most High is gonna give us ease off of that. He's gonna say that we ain't gonna have businesses. We're gonna have people have run businesses for us, man. We ain't gonna be directors of that. We're just gonna take taxes. The Scripture says the forces of the Gentiles, we're gonna take them, man. When you go into the book of Revelations, we're gonna take the forces of the Gentiles. Our city gates ain't gonna be closed, ain't ever gonna be closed. Ain't gonna need to be closed. Ain't no nation go right. You ain't gonna have a conspiracy with the Edomites trying to come up against the Israelites in that day, man. They ain't gonna happen, because we're actually gonna have superhuman strength, man. But the only reason we ain't gonna use it to set up our own, because the argument is, hey, you got superhuman strength. You could set this up quicker. Why do I want to set it up, man? Why should I do it, man? I'm a ruler, man. I'm a king. I'm gonna use my time, right, to reproduce, man. I'm gonna use my time to execute judgment, man. That's one of the that's as a king, that is your duty, right, to carry on your line to execute judgment, right, and in times of war to execute judgment again, man, against your oppressors, your enemies, man. But the Scripture talks about they shall not therefore turn your swords into plowshares, something to that effect. Meaning you ain't gonna learn war in the kingdom anymore, because you're gonna have such a dominant force that you ain't gonna be able to uprise up against right? That's going to be changed in the twinkling of an eye, namely the celestial bodies that the Most High is going to make us into, the new threshing instrument. You're not going to, hey, Scripture says the weapon that's formed against you ain't going to prosper. You ain't going to be able to battle against that. All right? So we're just going to have it to where the forces of the Gentiles is going to be coming through to us. That's how we're going to get our wealth and our riches. We're going to tax them, just like how Esau taxed them. All right? But we're going to do it in righteousness. All right? All right? Furthermore, we're going to have it to where, one of the major duties as a ruler you have to execute is produce lineage, man. That's going to be your job in the kingdom, man. To produce lineage, right? Descendants, in other words. All right, which is going to be them 2/3 coming back, but they're going to be in their right mind. All right, and another judgment, and another thing is to execute judgments upon the heathen, and that's actually spoken about in the scriptures. To execute judgments upon the heathen, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. Right after vengeance cometh judgment. So they're going to be coming to you with their so-called problems, and you're going to have to decide for. Using wisdom, using the Lord's statutes, commandments, because the Most High is going to turn us into a nation of kings and priests, right? There ain't going to be no Islam within the kingdom. You're going to have just the word of the Most High. You ain't going to have no Hinduism within the kingdom of the Most High. You're just going to have, right, the scriptures, man. And all of these different nations are going to learn all of that, man. All right? Because the Most High is going to turn us into a nation of kings and priests, man. They're going to live underneath our rulership, man. Underneath our vibration, man. All of them different nations, all right? Back in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, right? It says, so thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon, say how if the oppressor seized and the golden city seized, right? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, which is the power and the might of the wicked. All their military and all of that, that's getting broken down, all right? That's really getting broken down, all right? It says, how if the oppressor seized and the golden city seized, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. He hath smote the people in the wrath with a continual stroke. Right? He that ruled the nations in anger persecuted, right, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest. So when Esau is destroyed, you're gonna serve your judgment, but the whole earth is gonna be at rest, man. It's actually gonna be at rest. There's no more wicked man to think about. There's no more cancers to be thinking about. There's no more diseases, right? There's no more spread of pretty much anything contrary to the human body. That's not gonna be there anymore, man. That's not gonna be there anymore, man. All right? The scripture says it right here, man. Right? It says the whole earth is at rest and it's quiet. Why is it quiet? Because all the noises that you're hearing that's coming by way of Esau creating them different technologies to where they mix things, man. More to the point. Right, the bombs that's going off that's gonna be going off. You ain't gonna be hearing that anymore, man. All right. And it says, yea, the fir tree rejoices at thee, says the cedars of Lebanon, right, saying, since thou laid down, no fellows come up to cut us down, right. So even the trees and that are gonna be at rest, because you ain't gonna be have no Edomites coming up there to chop, to do mass deforestation. All right. Right, so it says, hell from beneath thee is moved to meet thee, and that coming and it stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. And it says, it hath raised up from the throne of the kings of the nations. It says, O they that speak and say unto thee, art thou become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and our noise of thy vials, right? The earth is spread underneath thee, the worms shall cover thee, man. Right? So Esau's really coming down right now. And it's like hell is coming up to meet him. That's how fast he's going down, man. Like if you're falling down from a bicycle or something, it's like the hell is coming. It's like the ground is coming to meet you, man. All right, but Esau's falling down so fast. It's like the ground's coming up to meet him. It's gonna smash him, man. Right? Like the hell's gonna come in, and he's talking about the hell, that pit that people have made up. He's talking about the grave, man. Death, or all of that, man. Right? How art thou fallen down from heaven, O Lucifer? How art thou cut down to the ground? Right? That didst weaken the nation. So, right? You had it to where Esau gone out into these different countries and weakened all of those different nations and all of that, man. right? But now you're gonna have to all of those different nations gonna be just like how it says in the scriptures, man. Right? That this weekend nations, for thou has said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, right? Which is the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. All right? It says, I will sit also upon right, it says I will sit also upon the mount of the congregations in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I'll be like as the Most High, yet thou shalt be brought down to the ground, right, into the sides of the pit, right? And that's how we're gonna have them. That's the state we're gonna have them, right? Like you watch like Spartacus and stuff like that. One of my favorite TV programs out there. Right, where was he? He was in a pit. The first scene you see him in, or one of the first scenes you see him in, right? He was in the sides of the pit, man. He was in the inner. He was in the sides of the pit. Right, and I imagine that was like a cage. It had a cage front. All right. The heathens, like when they look upon them, this is what they're gonna say, man. It says they shall see thee that narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? Going to show you Lucifer ain't no entity in the ground, it's just a light bearer. And these people call themselves the Illuminati anyway. Going to show you it's talking about the same people, man. Edomites, Esau, the so-called white people, man. Alright? Shall now really look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the whole earth to tremble? That did shake kingdoms. And this man did shake kingdoms, man. Right? He did shake kingdoms. Did he not shake, has he not shaked out there, shake the Middle East out there? Has he not shaked? Hey, the Russians are Edomites too, right? Have they not shaked them ISIS people out there in the Middle East, man, in Syria and that, man? All right, so they did shake these kingdoms. All right, it says here, man. Is this the man that made the whole earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms?